He somehow managed to wriggle his way in behind the small bar. They're not going to move him here. They know exactly where he is, but VP are just ducking away from the fight a little bit until Pasha manages to find the angle. But look at the time that's been wasted by EUL.
It's so frustrating. It's like playing cat and mouse. It's like Tom and Jerry. You just never see the cat actually catch the mouse until finally he's shut down. But the damage has been done. Got the kill, burnt through a couple of drones, burnt through a solid 60 seconds. Real big play at the very start of this round, and now you might see other members of BDS unleashed to get a bit more mobile, like Shako, who has worked his way up white. He finds one, gets traded out by Pasha. In fact, it's a direct trade between the two. But elsewhere, the hit's actually coming on through. It's always inside a bathroom. Sees the head, but doesn't pull the trigger. Finally pulls the shot, doesn't find the man. It's absolute chaos. In comes Shepard as well. Gets shot in the back too. BDS have got the shutdown on this one. They've just been too hard to pin down, and they'll find round one.
EUL's, I think, doing the majority of the work that's won them that round there, just burning. So I comment
here and keep the march on forward continuing. Coach check's confirmed to be clear. Bar looks pretty clear as well. They should be in a spot to get some control, but Tim, we all know that doesn't guarantee anything. Shako finding Pasha as one. Dread Mine goes unchecked and makes full use of that near sight.
Really, really good stuff from Shako, though, just taking his opportunity to get in there and get himself a kill. Renshiro has been cleared out from the main floor, but EUL hasn't on the top floor. He manages to pick up always, and once again, BDS just keeping themselves in that man advantage. They showed us a great performance on Cafe yesterday, and it's no surprise that they've picked it again. It's a map they're obviously very comfortable on, and so far, with only a minute left to go, Leakyfat's going to get himself one here if he moves a little bit quicker. Dan doesn't really know which way to go, and there it is. Doesn't manage to trigger the boogie either, so that's going to be no work done for the Ram. Breedy with 2 at the end, and that's
getting a little bit of chip damage and runs into the fire there, I think. Down a little bit lower, so they've done a little bit of chip, but it's about now finding kills. EUL's almost managing to find his man in Shepard, but he's largely ignoring EUL here, just turning back on towards the site as they know this clock is running down and it waits for no one.
Going to have to go for it here, always with an important kill onto Breedy. Can now take the upstairs cover to help the plant go down. Unsuccessful. Just managed in the nick of time. Shepard gets that diffuser down, but it just really doesn't matter as EUL and Leakyfat are there to get the job done. A closer round, but still another good one from BDS.
Absolutely that. I mean, yes, very close. They almost managed to pull it.
Tough game for Renshiro so far. EUL's, he's battling out on those white stairs. We've got kills going in either direction, but Shepard's picks up EUL's, and that leaves us now in a 2 versus 3 as Breedy gets going on site.
He strikes and almost finds another, but they find the shot first. Leakyfat coming up from behind here as well. Doesn't know where to look over the top of this balcony. Going to find himself done in there. Does get the trade off. But VP finally get over the finish line just by slowing up here and able to do a little bit of work. But the vast majority of this floor has been opened up and straight through the rafters. Always finds Leakyfat, strikes true on towards the warder. Not super ideal if you were playing in towards a bunch of smoke, so there are only 2 in the back pocket of Pasha here that they've got to worry about.
Again, VP just not playing into BDS's game. They have their game plan, they're executing it, and they are not being moved from it, and it's going well for them so far. EUL's from the bottom of Brown Stairs, just trying to watch towards white, but he's going to have to dip back towards side. They need to be very careful here of those verticals that have been opened up. Shepard manages to get one. EUL should not have gone back for a second try at that one. Dan has the opportunity to get the diffuser down. Looks like he's going to stick it. It's all up to Renshiro and Shako. There's a little bit of information, but they're playing against the verticals now. They've no choice but to be in sight and try to find these. Shako picks up one, cannot find a second, as always, is there for the trade and the final kill. VP take a second round after getting that diffuser down, and that was much, much better from them.
I think again
from a nade there as well will be finished off by the second. It's going to be always to find that kill. That cigar shop open, and Virtus Pro once again doing a good job. We need to get top floor. We've got this sticking point. How do we solve it? That's how we do it, and they can now move across.
That's it. Still a couple of players to worry about up here on the top floor, but the drones are rolling on through and feeding this information. Got to be careful of the mirror window here as well. He's got to be quick about this and we'll get away with it. That really is going to force Renshi to back away from this one. Tosses out a C4, but I think as every single player on BDS is experiencing this round, there are just drones everywhere. They're like rats, Tim.
Ranchero is going to manage to pick up one. Doesn't matter that the mirror window has been taken away, but VP commit. Joystick manages to find his second kill of the game, takes him down for the trade. Shako finds always. Shako finds Joystick. That's 2 kills for him, and that puts BDS back in the driving seat. Dan just taking a little bit of chip damage, manages to find his man. Levels things up 2 versus 2 now on the man count. 50 seconds. Going to be very difficult here for VP. BDS starting to lock it down, but Brede uncharacteristically misses a few shots. Leakafak has an opportunity though. He finds the first. It's 1v1. 7 seconds left to go. Dan does not have diffuser in hand. He's going to have to find his man. And Leakafak, he's just holding tight. He's just sitting in the corner. He knows he just needs to let that clock tick down. That's what he does. And BDS secure a 4-2 half.
Good stuff.
And difficult to challenge those angles with the sniper rifle though. May want to flip to the secondary. Shako is going to pick up the opener onto Shepard, and as you said, there's time could be a real factor here. Moving into Piano, still a lot of work to do. Shako picks up a second. Is this going to be the start of Shako's kill frenzy?
Do they know about the freezer play? It looks like Shako at least has got an idea here as Ranchero moves in. Shako's found his man. Kill frenzy and a half. Tim is onto a 3 in the round, trying to find himself a 4th and a 5th. Has no idea where they are, and always has dodged everything inside of the smoke. Going to be able to get away with the disruption here, but Shako rounds the back, gets the shutdown, finds a 4K in the round, Tim. Oh, we're off to the start of something special for Shako here on the attacking side.
Can stand there for the next 45 seconds.
But
no
he knows
problem.
He's there now.
He's going to open up a rotate, but actually dips away from that position. So, as you say, it does give away his location, but he's coming back now. There could be an opportunity for EUL to catch him out. And what a game of cat and mouse we've got here.
Or for always to catch out EUL. You know, the reason why he's watching the flooring is he expects to see the rotate down through that hallway. And why wouldn't he? They step in, great cover from Shako above, and always is going to find EUL. That's the stinger, because now they can't play inside of snow. They're forced inside of sight. They're exposed to the verticals. The shot comes on through. How on earth has he found that as Brede was about to complete? Virtus Pro strike with what? A few milliseconds left and managed to convert the round. Another close one for the Bucks, Tim. Sat on front desk.
Yeah, Virtus Pro set up pretty well here. Dan manages to pick up the kill onto Brede. Gonna get himself a second. No, EUL's finding a beautiful reverse angle. That might just take the leash off Shako a little bit as well. Out comes the impact nade and takes what little health EUL has left though, and that is going to drop the diffuser down in no man's land, and they're going to rue not clearing VIP as always. Shuts down Shako. Leakafak moving round. He knows there's one at long bar, but he's got to be careful of sight. Misses his shot. Shepard shuts him down with just 1 HP left to his name there, I think. 14 seconds left to go. It's very unlikely that Ranchero picks anything up here.
Absolutely not. I mean, really, in a spot there where VP have just completely stonewalled that approach. I said that they knew they needed to deal really with the player that was inside of VIP and at this point, but knows that he's going to be getting some pressure coming in from these members of BDS. One nice and close coming in behind him. It is EUL here, round in the corner and finding his man for free. They had zero idea that he crawled his way through Piano and got into such a pivotal position. Now EUL, he can do a lot of damage if he finds the shots, but always does not miss.
I'm just not sure it's the gun to be challenging with on that angle when you've already taken some damage. You're always going to be beaten to the punch on fire rate, and always does exactly that. It's up to Shepard and Joystick now, though, in a 2 versus 2. 13 seconds left to go. They are up above, but the information is there. Shepard is going to be amongst them. 1 versus 1 now. It's Brede versus Joystick. Joystick can play from below. Brede has to go in and look for the kill. The time is going to tick down a fraction of a second short for Brede as Joystick just about manages to keep himself safe.
Those vertical angles. So that's the point they've sort of left shy a little bit, is worrying about upstairs, but they're saying, well, who cares about upstairs? We can nade it from below.
Shako will do exactly that. Now, a little bit unfortunate there. The Selma charge has just left a bar across, which could make it difficult. They can't move in through that position now, or not with ease at least. Shepard does manage to find Shako. Big kill for Virtus Pro. 24 seconds left to go, and the clock becomes a really important factor at this point because BDS are not in a position to plant, and they may have to start rushing in. Pasha goes for a little challenge on the door. Needs to be more careful than that as EUL manages to find a great headshot, and that honestly could be the difference maker in the round here. It's going to give them access to potentially put the diffuser down. 5 seconds left to go. Brede is doing exactly that. Virtus Pro not in a position to be able to hold them off from above here, and it's now up to the retake.
They really had to be more aggressive on the retake upstairs. They wanted to play the verticals, but just didn't have enough time to commit to get the control they needed. And now Virtus Pro have got to battle their way back in. 2 versus 4. BDS in full control. They've played this round out so well from start to finish. Not engaging directly on the top floor, but playing from below with nades and just playing around the vertical holes that have been opened up. It's absolutely beautiful stuff, and VP just looked completely caught blind by it, essentially. 2 quick kills come back in. He's got to find the rest, but no idea about Brede to the left. And BDS, 6-5, map point.
Much better round from BDS there. You just feel like that technical pause be over yet.
Shako's been here for so long. He's so patient as well, just waiting for the team play to start happening. And here come we go. Brede's inside of sight. He can feed the information as they all come scattering back in. He's a little bit isolated here is the problem, though. He could be in a world of danger. And danger he is in. A 3v2, making a 2v2 as Shepard hits the deck. It's down inside of VIP. And always currently set elsewhere around the map, potentially looking to do some work inside of sight itself.
Just no aggression possible from Shako here. You can see he's had to relocate to try and get something going from the hatch, and again it's that failure to deal with VIP that has cost BDS here. Renshiro's going to drop the hatch. Challengers coming from the same position once again. Dan is now free to move back into sight to help his teammate if he wishes, but always has got the read here. He knows where the push is coming from, can't do anything about it, but nor can Renshiro. Dan keeps himself alive. VP take the round, and we're going to overtime, Des. Manages to avoid the nade that was sent in from Heaven window, keeps his feet planted, but Dan manages to find the kill onto him, just looking for that angle. Brede finds Pasha. This is where it starts. Dan does get slowed down by a goo mine there. 30 seconds left to go. Virtus Pro need to get moving, and they need to be aware of the flank that's coming up white stairs.
That's the thing, there's just so many chances to stab them in the back a little bit here. Dan's done a good bit of work, but Brede was tucked inside a Lumber, is now managing to move himself. You've got a Lems coming up to do some damage at the same time, sure. Not Lems, sorry. Leakafak as well, sorry, trying to rotate his way at white. Bit of a team kill coming in, not ideal. Can still be done, but no, Joystick finds his man. Now they move up on towards match point with a great close to the round. All really enabled by Dan inside a bathroom, finding 2.
I think they're realising now that they're playing in towards a Warden, and the flashes are making no difference. Always picks up one, Dan picks up another. It's 5 versus 3.
It's not that they haven't tried to aggress on that side, but every single round, Virtus Pro has stuck 1 player on front desk and 1 on bar to support Dan specifically. But here, Dan's defending himself for all intents and purposes as a run-out comes on through as well. Shako going low. It looks like it's going from bad to worse. Shako at least slowly starting to pull it back, but even he can't deal with the rounding coming in from Pasha. Renshiro in a good spot. Put down, I believe, by a goo mine there off the back of it as well. Brede is all that stands between Virtus Pro and a map 1. They take Cafe. They take BDS's map pick, and they take the advantage going into Clubhouse.
What a message that's been sent ahead of that second map from Virtus Pro.
Grenades in back pocket, another Rotero to go. There's still things to work their way through here, and I do think it might come down to a big pinch. Speaking of, Shako has somehow snakes his way in and gets knifed out by Joystick on the entry exit. Absolutely beautiful. 3 for 3 then between the two with only 30 seconds to play. Looking a bit ropey for VP.
Yeah, it is. You've got to like BDS for this defense at the minute. The nades are going to start raining in, though, going towards bathroom. Not going to do any damage there. Joystick needs to take that goo man out, already being on low health. Brede underneath could have a big impact with the Nitro here. Picks his spot and gets it right. Shepard will be down. Diffuser picked up, but nope. Too little, too late. Leakafak's there for a 2-piece. Been able to shoot a couple of those pellets off. Can't find the final one, so it will get the hatch open. And going to look towards getting the kitchen hatch as well. 6 pellets go on. You only need 4, Shepard. A little bit of a risk if they were to be taken off with an impact nade, but there's none left in pocket for Elems. Brede manages to pick up Pasha as he tries to push into dirt, and this is going from bad to worse for Virtus Pro. 5 versus 3 now after that disconnect for Joystick, and it's just coming down to dropping kitchen hatch. Leakafak is there, ready and waiting. Snaps the doors shut. Brede finds always, and it's all up to Dan. 1v5.
A bit of a Hail Mary there, but I think by Shepard on the drop through to hope he can just get away with something, but I think ultimately acknowledging this round is done and dusted. BDS, a very clinical second round in the 5 versus 4. Move up to 2-0, and I'm sure Joystick will be rejoining us momentarily. Hackers really haven't got much to work with, and playing it so open like this has mean a lot of discomfort, but always is charged inside the site. He's there on the nook as well. I don't know if he's got away with this. Has he got the cover? There's no cover there for him, and Shako gets away with it for free. Joystick strikes, but just a little too late, but almost got away with that. We're going to try again.
got to ask the question as to where the cover was. It must have been in position somewhere if they're going to try and stick it again, because they're a little bit more confident this time. Joystick does get it done, but Virtus Pro, I'm a little bit surprised by this. You've forced that position twice over and just not really had the cover in place to be able to secure it. You know, fighting your way back in. I'm a little bit baffled by that plant spot and the insistence on putting it down, if I'm honest.
To be fair, if the Nook got away with that, BDS was so not ready to respond to it. The whole thing, as we call it, because it is under the stairs. But for now, not yet looking to move in. He will strike the later this round goes by. As soon as it becomes clear that VP have squared up for a hit, that's when you'll see the strike begin. You've got Leaky Fat below playing with the C4 as well. Dan's going to find one. EMP through the wall to make this one clear to step through two, which is what he's going to go for. Sprays through the softball, loves them feet, almost finds Renshiro, but it's not to be. A 3 versus 2, and here comes Alems. The backstab's coming on through, and Dan shouldn't be too much longer for this world. Sure enough, there he is. Diffuser is on the deck. It might be a 2 versus 1, but Shepard, without the diffuser in hand, it's on the other side of the map, has got it all to do.
Yeah, BDS are just always a step ahead at the minute. Alems is going to wait for him to come through this door as soon as he hears those footsteps. No, I think he's just watching the window, thought he might come in through there, but no, it doesn't matter. Shepard knows there's nothing that he can do. I think he was hoping to vault through the wall there, but maybe just not quite open enough to enable him to do so. That's going to be beaten eventually. I'm just having a look how many pellets are left. 8 left. Actually, this is not a guarantee if this keeps happening, though. They've missed those one, and it's no surprise to see Shepard going 2 at a time here. He needs to go 2 by 2 because otherwise they could burn through the whole lot.
But it's the time that bothers me here, Tim. They've got 15 seconds on the clock. Everything they've been doing has just been stalling out. Pasha still with a full inventory of utility to play with here as well. A great nade comes through and finds out Alems. That's what VP are looking for. They're down to just one left standing here. Can they find their man? Platinum starts going down as well, and they're going to drop the final shot onto Leaky Fact's noggin. Easy closeout. And for VP, finally, they get themselves on the board on their own map.
So important. If you're near the pans, for example, you're going to get it in the face. But I think the timing was just a little bit off and it was taken out by the hat. Shako will take out Joystick, though. Advantage BDS once again.
The angle may be a bit shallow for the C4 as well for it to really achieve too much. Maybe he was just going for a cheeky one to catch the ceiling and just catch someone out there as well. In comes the gadgetry, trying to force someone back in towards Oil, and it's the right sort of idea because that's exactly where they are. Always has worked his way down and through here as well. So on the march they begin, trying to find the player inside the dirt, but Bride is long gone. And there it is. Shako springs out from Oil and finds his man. Probably wondering how the hell did he get there? But he's done the work. 2 versus 2 here as Bride's on the deck, and BDS, they do just about snatch that round out there at the very, very end, but it's more than enough to secure a 5-1. It is not to get up in their face and slow them down. They'll struggle as much as we did back in that first half. Joystick is still out here. Dan's fell back, but Joystick is ready to do some damage. And look at that, they see him first. Alems into this 1 versus 1. Will he find his man? Yes, he will. Joystick shut down. BDS in control, but Dan hasn't dropped away. He's still inside the kitchen and he's cooking up some trouble, Tim.
He's going to be the one that really delivers a dish that's going to put BDS to bed potentially in this round. If they are not aware of him when they go in there, it's going to be an absolute 3, maybe 2 kills potentially. But Leakafak and Bride, they're sneaking down dirt. They're just going to circumvent him altogether. And I don't think that Virtus Pro have got any idea that this is coming. They're just going to crouch walk their way patiently down. I tell you what, you shoot out that canister, you're going to give him some trouble. The Goyo is going to get burnt out. Pasha taking some serious damage there. Renshiro gets always. It's falling apart here as BDS get themselves onto site and are doing some serious damage. Here comes Dan on the flank, but how much can he do now? They know his position. He moves himself back through into site. He can't find any more though. BDS doing very well to control the space here. Renshiro with the final kill. BDS, they go 6-1 up, and they are teaching Virtus Pro a real...
Quick enough on the trigger there to find his man who was playing out on that south balcony. BDS starting to tighten that death grip on the side of VP as Shako walks in for a second. It's a 5v2, Tim.
It's almost certainly over as the wall gets opened as well. Shepard moves on into bathroom, always picks up one, but Shako's nade will be a late trade from beyond the grave. Shepard onto Bride, 1 versus 4 becomes 1 versus 3. He keeps himself in the shower, but he's going to need to really hold on here as the round ticks by. 44 seconds left to go. Very little health on his side as well, and they know that they can just start to hold angles here, BDS. Think about where that diffuser is. It's not in hand at the minute, but they can just walk it into sight, keep him in that position and get a plant down.
I mean, they know where he is realistically, right? They can see him now. He's got rid of the drone as well, which means he's forced to move on. If he gets this kill, this could be huge, but Leaky Back is not going to let it happen. BDS over and done in 8 rounds, 7-1 on VP's map pick, completely destroying them and forcing us to go all the way to Oregon to see.
Before that, they need to use Leakafak here and push in behind him. Shako does manage to get one, but the kills are all going Virtus Pro's way until Leakafak gets in and at least manages to drop always onto the ground. But it is still a 2 versus 4 with one of those 2 being a Montagna with only a pistol to use. It's not going to be an easy final 30 seconds.
Yeah, and Shako as well. I mean, really should be dead to rights. Dan, I think, just turned away thinking he killed him, but obviously had not. They're in a spot where they can start thinking about a plan, but with 3 left on side, there's just a bit too much risk on this one. Nadenham coming on through. Dan does get tagged out by it. The Monty forced now to back away too, and these two have really got to force something out. Shako goes down. Leakafak's by himself, but don't think you're going to find yourself with a lucky headshot at that range. BP defend and hold well for this first round.
Yeah, good start from them. Very solid to say. He's got the shotgun, so he's ready for those close range engagements. But BDS are just essentially forcing him to move as Leakafak and Alems pick one apiece up. Shepard goes down as well, 4v2. It's all up to Pasha, who's stuck inside of security. He was being held by Shako the whole time. It was smart from BDS, but there's still 1 minute 30 left on the clock. There's an awfully long time for them to hold on as that net is now starting to tighten. BDS moving into pit, but always does pick up Leakafak. That is a big start there. Joystick surely loses his life. Do they know about the second? They do not! Dan steps out and gets the kill onto Alems. Great trade from Virtus Pro there, but how can Dan hold on?
I mean, he's forced to run there, nade at his feet. You've got no choice but to move, and really just thought he might be able to get away with it, but just couldn't pull it off. And 2 fall down extremely quickly for VP. BDS once again back in full control, making use of the soft wall, but up comes always, up white stairs, takes one for Not too sure they are. He could do a lot of work, but always might get the side swipe onto him first. Finds his man for free. Brede now stuck against 2. Will he be able to complete? Yes, he will. Gun straight up, and both players now maneuvering around to try and find him. He's got no idea where they could be coming in from. They've made a small mistake here, maybe in splitting up. They really want to go for the swing at the same time. They have an idea as to where he is. Or do they? They feel like maybe he's ran out somewhere else, but he hasn't. He's still sat, dug in between these benches, in between the pews, praying for his life. With not a clue where these last 2 are coming from. One up towards his right, they've got the right sort of idea. Turns around for one, but always nets the quad kill. Virtus Pro are going to take round 3, 2-1 to the Russian side.
A good finish there from Virtus Pro. Surprised that Brede was able to get that plant down. It was great play from him, but well worked at the end. There was no...
Where? I mean, Deep Freeze was really the only place to be looking, but I think he maybe got recalled out there by an impact. Got himself sawed down regardless, and Joystick picks him up pretty much for free. Brede is also down on the deck here as well, so yet again, not really seeing the impact from that Monty we'd like to see. Didn't really speed up their own clear particularly, and BDS are just falling like flies onto their backside, one after the other. Joystick into a 3, maybe try and look and convert it into even more at the back of this round. Find himself an ace if things carry on at this pace. The last 2 are pushing in from the same spot. Dan's going to deny the ace away, but it does most definitely secure this round for Virtus Pro, who was sat in a 4 versus 1.
Please, Dan, you've still got your Gon 6 out. This is not going to end well for... Sorry, Shiro. Still got the Gon 6 out there. Not going to end well for you. It doesn't as he gets taken out by the shotgun. Virtus Pro seriously flirting with danger and death at the minute at every opportunity. We seem to see the chip damage coming in, but forget chip damage. Shepard's going to take Alems down in attic, and that gives Virtus Pro an advantage. 55 seconds left to go. Shako's going to hold that angle, but he can't hold it forever. Clearing out some utility to give him an opportunity to push forward, but BDS, 45 seconds left to go, need to get moving. Damage taken as soon as they try to move in. They've got the top of white locked down though. Shako finds always, and that leaves us now 3 versus 3.
That's what they were looking for really, and slowly they're starting to creep their way forward. Shako's been a bit tentative about his push in, understandably so, as Dan just completely domes him. Brede's inside and got into a good spot here to get this plant down. No C4 on the other side to stop this one, but he so sorely needs the cover. The cover was going to be there, but Brede once again, he's in a 1 versus 2. He'll have no chance to pull that one off. It's going to be 4-1 to Virtus Pro.
This is turning out to be a bit of a masterclass of Oregon at the minute. Shepard able to get in there, cool as ever, and get that job done. Brede a little bit unfortunate there, an extra...
Pasha, he wants his one, he wants his KD. Just got to find the player and put him in the ground. There we go.
Pasha needs to be careful. There's bullets raining in around him there as he confirms that kill onto Leakerfight. But as you said, just so well read. And that's not the end of the world for Virtus Pro. Losing a man, not ideal, but so long as they get the trade each time, taking down Shako as well, a big danger there. Oh, it's just so free. Always finds Renshiro, and this is falling apart. BDS just seem to be a different team to the one we saw back on Clubhouse right now.
Yeah. I feel like this round was a bit of a Hail Mary from BDS. Like, they've just kind of gone for it. He shoots it open, whatever it might be. Just gives themselves away. As Brede is looking in towards security itself. As soon as there's a whiff that he's here, Pasha is going to spring into action.
He will know as well on the Fenrir that the gadget had been activated. Pasha unfortunately takes down Shepard after he killed a Lems. That's certainly not ideal. Maybe he wanted the kill onto a Lems, who knows? But Brede is going to be able to strafe around, pick up the man on Freezer Stairs, 4 seconds, and this is going absolutely nowhere. Has to take the Gumine out. That's the round done, and that is VP with a 5-1 half. Anything you can do, we can match, they say, after they suffered the same position. Gonna take out the Gemini clone. We'll get no more than that, and Renshiro takes a lot of damage as well. The march of the Monty continues on, but how about that for a Nitro? Surely that's got to be fed back. Shepard's got to be screaming, there's a Nitro coming here. It goes over his head, does pick up Dan, and it's starting to look a little bit difficult for Virtus Pro to get any headway here.
I really thought he was going to find 2 with that C4. Unlucky to only get the 1, but always is cleaning house here as well. 2 still left on their feet. It's 3 on side for VP. One of those being a Monty. It's looking real dire for the French side here as well. One more push comes in. Brede yet again is left in a clutch situation. Him and Nello today have been in so many of these, but unfortunately has simply not found the better side of them. He'll try and do what he can. Looks in for the 1, can't find it, gets the man. Pasha hits the deck. It's him coming up against Joystick. He's tucked into a corner. Drone on side. Shotgun finds the man. As I say it, Brede comes up with a huge 3K and keeps BDS alive.
Brede just wins those, simple as that. He is just so solid in those clutch situations and continues to impress year after year with moments like that.
Similar stuff to what we saw back on Cafe when it was BDS leaving members lurking out in the map until later on and then striking as the round came towards a close. Brede shut down by Always, and this should be a bit of movement starting to come into effect. Great little backstab there coming out from Always too.
Absolutely, and Virtus Pro aren't going to get many better opportunities than this. They have to get this done. Leakerpack is down. It's effectively 5 versus 3. There's only 10 seconds left though. How many times have we said of this team that the clock is usually the problem? The kills start coming. Joystick, Elems though, he has a response. Shako steps up and goes big with a double, and it's going to be another round for BDS as Virtus Pro, despite having the advantage, despite doing everything that a problem. Joystick knows the Lems is down here. Is he going to get his man? He goes through. He needs to get aggressive and win this. He does. What a start for Virtus Pro. Joystick getting the job done in the basement.
I really wanted to say my head says it's because of the gun that he's got Amaru here, and the 3 flashes are always welcomed as well. My hopeful inside me really wanted to believe they were going to try and make a play up meeting Hatch, and now they've got control on the downstairs. It's not a far gone possibility, but they need Shako out of sight. That is number 1 first and foremost, and there are 2 or 3 players here all committed to trying to make that happen.
The thing is Shako's attention is drawn towards the front side. It could be an opportunity for a backstab. There it comes, but no, you don't get away with that on Shako. He wheels around 180 and takes his man down, but the trade is there. It's 3v3. As Shepard, he's going to stick this. Dan has got the cover. Shepard can get away. This is not going to be easy for BDS to fight back from. They're outside of the map. They've got the angles that they need.
This is almost impossible to fight back as well because they've got full garage control. It's a single doorway you can fight in through. Sure, you can take top floor control if you want, but Shepard's already worked his way up there. Maybe they can long arm this, but you're exposed to the front door if you try and do that. Just so many things work against them that we're going to have to see some real smart play coming out of the defenders here to swing this one back. Shepard's gone down. Leakyfax trying to long arm on it. He's going to go down to his man Renshiro, the last one left alive in a 1 versus 1. There's only 10 seconds to go. Renshi, you've got to move now, my man. He's left it too late. He's going to try and stick this one out, and Dan knows that he has to be on the diffuser. He'll put him in the ground. Virtus Pro up to match and series points. Heck, at this point, call it European League points. But seeing all 6 coming along, it's a little bit of a rare one. So we've got to see those connecting onto targets in this round. And Shako,
Beautiful.
I tell you what, you cannot give this man an inch. He will take a mile.
That is absolutely phenomenal shot. Shooting uphill, as we call it, is always difficult in Siege. Generally, the player with the height advantage will win a lot of those fights, but Shako proving there is no advantage that can be found against him. We're going to have utility raining onto electrical here. The Virtus Pro certainly want to get control of Pillar, want to get themselves down there, but Shako is still wedged in. He's coming back from orders. He wants some afters here.
He's on the Warden, and that's a good old throw back that one. He's in such a good spot playing on the Warden here as well that realistically it doesn't matter what comes into him. The 3 extra flashes in the back pocket of Always, for example, he's ready and armed to deal with it. He's got a Lems, his brother in arms, sat on the pillar across from him. Those two are an iron fortress to try and break down, and you've got the assistance of Leakerpat playing on site. It's so hard to push in on this top side. They keep on sending these Roteros in and now trying to force Shako away. They know that he's playing on Shako's spot. It's named after him, for God's sake. But at the minute, largely immovable, and Leakerpat steps up when needed. Pasha deleted, one inside of V-Box. They found yet another. It's a 3 versus 2. Shako's fell down, but there's 3 standing here to deal with Always and Joystick.
Time is going to be the problem once again. Virtus Pro are going to have to start taking risks as the clock reaches 19 seconds. How's that for a risk? Always manages to take down Brede. 2v2, numbers are even. BDS are looking towards the clock. They're hoping that it saves them at this point. Ilems peaks, gets one, gets no, he doesn't get the second. It comes down to a 1v1, and it's all up to Renshiro to run away. He finds the kill, and BDS keep fighting 4-6.
Jesus Christ, that was squeaky bomb time. I just thought of definition to the term pixel, waiting for someone to show their head, and it was Shako who nearly got caught out, but for now stays alive. Virtus Pro with 45 seconds on the clock are already squaring up for this hit on towards the southeast side of this map. They've really ignored everything out towards Attic. They've not bothered with a double window, for example. There are several things working against them, but Brede, he has got a real good chance to be a bit of a backstab here. Round in the corner, Renshiro's giving it away for free. Joystick's fallen down, Shako almost falling, turns around the MPX, a bit of a pea shooter. Not enough damage. 3 left standing, Tim.
It's ticking down. This is Virtus Pro's opportunity. Dan manages to get Leakerpat. What can Brede do to support Lems? What can Brede do? Full stop. It's 1v3. Lems manages to get 2, but Shepard picks up the final kill in the 1v1. Lems cannot do enough, and that is going to be that. Virtus Pro, they take map 3, and what a contest it was.
And if there was any doubt